everybody, we're Double Take. I'm Jasmine, this is Connor, this is Hugo, and today we are doing a song request.
Yes. Thank you, Patrick, for this song request. It's actually a documentary.
Oh, has it got songs in it then?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, we have no idea.
But I think we should get straight into it.
Yes.
Because it's the first The Warning in a while.
Oh, it's been so long since we've done The Warning.
This is the Mexican rock stars who happen to be sisters. Tidal Rising documentary.
Cool, let's go then.
We obviously started playing here in Mexico. We're Mexicans, we're from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country. And I feel like we've seen it grow over the years and how we started and just our crowd. And it makes me so excited that people my age are looking for this energy and like this music specifically. There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands, only woman rock bands. So she started working as a young teen, a kid. We didn't even start out as women. Like we started out as little girls in this industry. Children, literally. It involves a lot, and we were doing it with our parents. Like we were pretty protected. Like they supported us so much. They got us into lessons. Like they bought us our instruments. Like they give us the liberty to like really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're like just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do. So like sticking with it was also hard, you know.
Band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now, obviously, our family has grown a bit more, like with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us. But as we keep on working, that is always like the center of everything, and everyone we start working with starts feeling like family, because we've always had that vibe. We've learned how to be like disciplined and responsible and like level-headed. And I feel like that's really important for the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the Rock Band, the video game. We loved to play that game, and it was so fun that we just like looked at the screen and we want to do that. I told my dad, like, I want to play the guitar. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, of course. By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, please, no. But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
No. That's crazy.
Been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years. And I've been playing since I was a little kid. I would always play on the drums, like the toy drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So it was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I have really good coordination. And he asked me like, hey, like, are you up for lessons? Like, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, yeah. Nobody wanted to give me lessons. I looked like a toddler.
I mean,
and like I was super short.
Oh,
like playing the drums, it didn't look very, very promising for me. But I met one teacher and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like let's do this."
Do you have to be taught to play the drums then?
My parents parents bought me my first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and I couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right
Actually,
here.
right there.
Yeah. It's really small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about a month, and then we started playing together immediately. So I
Yep.
didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait.
But-
I know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a
Do it,
question
do it.
because it's like
Do it.
'Cause- I know this isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you, like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally
Oh,
rock
that's
music
true.
is just like,
It's like
but
pick.
you, like, from the start, it
I
was
always
like,
play with my
finger
fingers.
style.
I know how to play with a pick now, and I really do like the
Like
sound
both.
of it. But I don't know, I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
I get it.
Mental.
The big turning point in our careers, like we did our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral. But I feel like the point where we were like,
Mhm.
we really want to do this, like for the rest of our lives, was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa! Like we can create something,
yeah.
put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really, really like
Literally.
liked and looked forward to. So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's the thing that really keeps us going, our music.
Banger.
Absolute banger.
Banger.
Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We
And
know each other so well that
Yeah.
we know how to make it work.
exactly. And in the second that we start writing music,
But
Everything
you know,
just
like, what were you
flows.
thinking?
really nicely. Like I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic.
yeah.
You shall remain inside your space. You shall remain inside your space. Escape the Mind. Those were our first compositions ever. That was our first time writing. I was like 12, Danny was 14, and I was 9. We were
Oh.
children. But it was the moment where we really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And you know, it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
And I'll walk onto the very top and I'll ride, even though I stumble and fall.
And then we jump into our first album, 21st Century Blood. And it was weird because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the
In that
same time
Era
as
of,
Escape the Mind.
Mhm.
But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
It was the first song we actually wrote
Together.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it was also a big thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything,
that's
like we
cool.
read so much and we consume a lot of
Yeah.
media as any Gen Z teen does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories that we
scenarios.
were hearing.
Mhm.
So 21st Century Blood was like, we felt like it was our first step.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
And nothing will change. I'm crashing through space. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out to space.
And one thing that I really like that we do. We really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the song. So
That's
if you
cool.
hear
Yeah.
our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the same album.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second album, and Queen of the Murder Scene. I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase, so you can hear clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally, you can see like the change
Yeah,
in
you can feel the age.
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
A novel.
Yeah, it was like a novel, and it was a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a
It was
plot.
really hard.
It was hard because we had some, and then we had to add like the filler episodes, but we didn't want them to feel like filler
Filler
songs.
songs.
So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, "What?
Why is there blood everywhere?
Why?" I was like, "Please hear me out."
We had to change
so much.
like
Of
a
the
lot
story.
of the storyline because it wasn't
It
even
wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
Yeah, it was just like
murder.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
That's true. I just
So
remember that too.
we took the emo phase K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yeah.
So you can hear a lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent like which phases we were going
That key
through.
change into the
Those
one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-poppy for us.
it's a thing that we also love to do. That as we start learning new ways of doing this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
And
It's
in,
very fun.
in Queen of the Murder Scene, it was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
Definitely.
change the key.
That was a theme.
Coming from Queen of the Murder Scene, things are really different now. Because I feel like we really grew as people,
even
as
more,
musicians.
like
right?
from
'Cause
those two.
We're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks more about our feelings or situations that are close to us, or our
I didn't
opinions in
realise they had
certain
so many
situations.
albums.
No, me neither.
Ooh.
Evolve was one of the songs that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Yes,
and Danny
right
and
there.
I were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there. And I was like, hey, that's a
Let's
good
go ahead.
line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like new harmonies and how like the bass and the drums were going to play together. And then differently at the same time.
Like there is so much room to grow, and we always enter these situations like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn now?
What's gonna happen
Yeah.
now?
You got this, is you. Hey, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam, 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 pam.
Definitely performing our songs live is a totally different universe. Like we treat it as such, even ourselves. We know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people who are watching you.
And I feel like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound, like how we sound live into our recordings, and we never really
Oh, we have never accomplished
we
that.
never accomplished that until like
This
third
album.
album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our live shows. We really plan everything out, and we practice it a lot.
And even our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band, we're just like statues.
Didn't move.
And that's something that we actually worked on consciously. It's like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more energy to the show.
Like, you don't
make
think
fun of
about
each
that
other
stuff
while
when
we're
you do
on
live
stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
Yeah,
laugh
we
about
just
it.
look
We're
at each other like,
you messed up.
So that you
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our last show that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was one of the
so
best
cool.
shows
People
we've ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
Yeah, like you can't, hear us.
That's so cool.
Mexico really has something very
a
special.
big scene
Like-
of energetic people
Yeah,
ready
people are
for
really
metal.
passionate about
Yeah.
music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds are always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. It's really about making like a personal connection of what you want to transmit through your instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers,
No.
and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But we were so young, we were starting out, so it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved and how much you've grown.
A veces las cosas obvias son las más difíciles de ver. Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos.
Great music, innit?
Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar, te encuentras nuevamente abandonado. En tu martirio toqué.
At the end of the day, like, there's a goal and there's something that you want to reach. And it's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personal.
Personally.
For it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. You know, as sisters, we really have like that separate, you know, our working selves and, you know, our sister selves.
Sometimes people have these stereotypes or these stigmas, like we've seen it in places we've played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
We play.
yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change and
Yeah.
like everyone's just so
Which is fun
excited.
to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing, their age, whatever it is. It's about the music.
Music is the language. It doesn't matter like where you're from, like what language you
Yes.
speak, like anything. Like music is
The
language.
Fair enough. It was cool to getting to know them a bit more. Actually, just hearing them talk.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we actually watched anything The Warning.
It's been so long since we've done The Warning. It's a
Yeah.
joke. Instantly made me miss their music.
Yeah, exactly. So please recommend some more in the comments down below.
Like, I feel like we can relate to a lot of things that they were saying as well.
Mm-hmm.
Putting in a lot of hours to do what they want to do. Do you know what I mean? That's what we do.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of hours. But it's worth it when we know, like, it's what we enjoy and what we want to do. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and especially like I just like them as people. Do you know
I
what
know.
I mean?
They seem like the nicest people.
yeah,
Very down to earth, wholesome.
yeah. Like I like the whole like family aspect as well. It's like they are heavily on the family part. It's like even people that aren't like biological family are treated as
They
family.
welcome him into their family once they
Yeah.
join their team, kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, it's
accepting
lovely.
not just in like within family, but like within understanding people's like different opinions and stuff
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, it's great.
That's
it's
why
great.
they've smashed it 100%.
Yeah, they're just really lovely girls. Their parents must be so proud that they raised three like
Yeah.
wholesome,
Glad those lessons
talented
paid
girls.
off.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
So cool. Please recommend some more in the comments down below or go to our Buy Me a Coffee page and we get to it as soon as possible. And also head to our Discord
If you
because
want.
we have a Discord now and you can recommend songs there.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
join the song tournament.
Yeah.
Month. Tournament.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
I get analysis paralysis. Time to check the damages. What's the law of averages? I'm hoping that it balances. Input the parameters. Still don't make decisions. I feel like I need therapy. Where do I make incisions? I'm cutting down on challenges.